Salut à tous et bienvenue pour un nouvel épisode de ce Let's Play The Outer Worlds. Alors on va continuer tout de suite. T'es arrivé sur le vaisseau, comment ça s'appelle? Sur le précurseur, qui est un vaisseau. Donc là, faut que je passe la douane.
Identification, please. Captain Hawthorne, you said. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in...
Well, isn't this wonderful?
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably. Oh, thank the law. I could use a diversion. Tell me more, then. Really sell it to me. I like where this is headed. What happened to this, vile kidnapper? You must feel terrific. Good for you. Not in the least. Good story, though. You'll want to take it up with Udam Bet. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. Can't miss it. Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, doesn't happen much. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone important. You take the starch out of him? Well, oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor? Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon. A handful of SAM cleaning units retrofitted for surgery. I don't know much else. I stopped listening when she started yelling. Much? Is there anything else I can help you with? The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go. Make sure you bring an empty belly. Most places are on the promenade deck. I got a preference for the Lost Hope myself. Talk to Vera. She'll set you right. You need anything else? You let me... Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through. 2 biggest operations are the board. That is, Halcyon Holdings and Sub... Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though. Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not... Chief Junlei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find her in engineering.
No kidding? I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards. I bet they're real twisty.
If you're thinking to make a career here, don't waste your time. Are you pulling my leg? Goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had potential. A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the Board. Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels to come. Once everybody been de-thawed and dropped dirt side, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked the spacefaring life.
C'est vrai qu'ils sont un peu indépendants.
I guess that
en
was
fait.
the start of our independent spirit. Now, yep, Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters and wildcat miners. Seems like every year the board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the landing bays. Haven't seen nearly as many tramp crews this year. Sitting around drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, yeah, probably. Can't say for sure, of course. Glad to help. Relative to the board holdings? Not really. But there's a few with the mean. They aren't rich, but they aren't likely to look too close at your work history either. They strip the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say they make the derelicts and encourage folks to abandon their steads. Sublight gives me the creeps. I've known folks who went to work for them and just vanished. They're on the promenade run by a woman named Lilia Hagen. I'm only telling you so you know to avoid them. All right? He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for ground... Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our liaison. They can't abide an independent township, especially not one they gotta depend on. We're the first and last stop out of this colony. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, They know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them. You sure you didn't just step off? There's no working with the board. They don't share, not bits, people, or resources. You work for them. Groundbreaker cooperating now would be tantamount to joining. Sounds like, yeah. They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mines. We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they cobble together.
The board wouldn't do that. Would they?
The board is necessary to provide order to the colony. They believe it's their prerogative to overrun you. But whether you allow that...
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt about that. But we may do all right. So, sure thing. Be seeing you.
Hi there. Haven't seen you around before. What can Groundbreaker Security do for you today? This is the If you're here to report a crime, you'll want to talk to Commandant Sanita. I'm not authorized to take I'm not so good at filing. Mix up first name and surname. Folks are liable to start taking your filing privileges away. We can't just let anyone walk in here. I wouldn't be... Maybe if you clear an open bounty and get in good with Commandant Sanita, or help Chief Tennyson fix this heat, that might warrant a thank you tour or something. All right. Sure, and stuff from outside the system too, off the interstellar freighters. That's why we also have so many armed Mardettes on duty here. That'd be awful weird. On account of you should be locked up back here too then. All right. Less than there used to be. Fewer freighters passing through these days. I spend some shifts just listening to the wireless. Search me. I mean, don't search me, because that's... I reckon you'd have to ask the folks in busy...
Unless you're here to file an incident report or to inquire about the bounty posting, I must kindly ask you to clear out. The Mardet's offices aren't... Do I look like your gossipy best friend? While I'm on post, I take my duties real serious. I would have no qualms whatsoever escorting you to a cell. Understand? Now let's not start a fuss. I'm just trying to do my job, and I can't do... We're the security force here on Groundbreaker. Started back before the crossing, you know.
Ouais,
The
c'était une vraie
original force
question.
was made up of a Marine detachment from the 77th Marine Expedition. Folks started calling us Mardettes because it was easier to say. Guess it stuck. Got a hot one for you. Captain Gunnar McRed. Just 26 hours old. The posting, that is. Not the allegations include several counts of flying under the influence, carrying open alcoholic containers, failure to pay docking fees, resisting arrest, and assaulting not one but two officers. Swerving in the air was more like it. Then he crashed hard into the dock and tumbled out of his spilled Rizzo's Violet Spectrum vodka all over Officer. Kicked one right in the kneecap while he poked the other in the eyes. McRed's lucky we're too backlogged. But if our resources clear up and we catch him before some contractor does, I fully plan to lock him in ISO with them two officers he wounded. Thinking he won't like that one bit. Last tip we got pointed toward the back bays. You want the reward? Do the legwork. Oh, I will. Soon as the chief approves the personnel reorg required for a bounty dispatch. So, you and about 6 other enterprising mavericks. It's only a matter of time before someone brings me McRed's head. Or his lucky lighter. I do hope you're the lucky hunter, though.
Ah ouais, j'ai récupéré une nouvelle arme aussi.
Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. The board would like to remind spacers and other travelers that passage to Monarch is restricted. Canyons of acid and sulfur rain are the least of the horrors plaguing the surface of Monarch. Anarchists live as one with the animals, lawless, savage, and
What do you think you're doing?
Oh, I guess, never mind then.
What do you think you're doing? Just don't make more paperwork for me, all right?
Try not to be distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory types about.
Ooh, can we rent an upstairs room?
How do you do? And welcome to the Rest and Go. We used to be the Go and Rest, but sorry. Business has been slow. Fine, as long as the board... Chief Tennyson holds the ship together, the Promenade holds our economy together, and Sublight is the shop. Our local garbage collectors. That Lilia Hagen never... She freely admits she planted her roots in Groundbreaker to escape board oversight. But I think there's more to it. She's unusual in the head, that one. Our Chief Tennyson has an independent streak, same as her mother and grandmother who rode this ship on the crossing. There's a reason the board's embassy is a glorified shoebox. While Junlei Tennyson lives and breathes, Groundbreaker remains free. Of course, most of our supplies come and go through merchants, company ships, and salvage. I try and steer clear of that creepy fella. Oh, you can't miss her. Right behind you, number 2. First unit.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. From the dangers of alien wildlife and the unemployed.
Got my sights on you.
Bless my heart. A stranger couple. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient, or an oven. Just like store-bought. Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, you've certainly been blessed with an abundance of sass, haven't you? But it's your interstellar currency I'm interested in. Phineas, that old kook. He was quite the dancer back in his prime, did he tell you? Real light on his feet. Real light in the wallet, too. He still owes me a small fortune. Laws. Maybe I should charge you double. Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help. Do you know Edna over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. And Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago. Edna didn't seem to think so, and I trust the dear girl's judgment. Well, maybe not in men, but she knows her comms. So, like as not, Someone's been down there recently. And if someone set up shop in Roseway, I'd wager they got something to hide. Maybe whatever they're hiding went to heck, and now they need a fuse. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs'll... The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less... Neither do mine, dearie. Old Gladys knows the value of good... Should you find yourself responding to a certain distress call, and in so doing find yourself in then we ought to have a chat over a pot of tea and my famous cookies. Law bless your atoms. Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done. Might want to acquaint yourself with Junlei Tennyson, Groundbreaker's chief. You'll find her fretting in engineering. I'd say she's a sweet girl, but law for fen... What do you want, then? My hard-earned wisdom? Groundbreaker's radiators. Miss Junlei's supposed to be getting them fixed. The board can't abide a commute. They've always got one scheme or another running, looking for ways to bring us to heel. But it won't work. No, sir. Groundbreaker's free till the day she dies, law willing. Ask the common folk, and they'll tell you it's on account of all the monsters on Monarch desperate. Because that's what the board tells them, you see. I think they made some fool mistake that would make them look bad to the rest of the colony, and they're trying to hide the evidence. That's right, dearie. The only... Though for how long, I can't say. That old... The board can't abide... They've always got one scheme or another running, looking for ways to bring us to... But it won't work. No, go right ahead, sweetheart. Oh, a little of this, a little of that. I also knit throw pillows stuff.
What about non-famous players? I earned quite a reputation as a fifth back during my penitentiary.
You do have a favorable mop, I must say. Anytime. If you're here for this week's magazine club meeting, you're a touch late. Wanna try?
Ça. Vraiment que je compte ma compétence de piratage. Ah, pardon. Ah. Ça sert à rien de projeter ça, y a rien à l'intérieur.
Understood.
I had a question about your plan, Mr. Vicker.
Of course. The cosmos is generated and directed by the universal equation, also known as the Grand Plan. By contemplating the teleological order of things, one can achieve verity. Oh, right. You had a question?
Never mind. That about answers it.
This is Halcyon News.
Go back to Byzantium, you gold-plated bastards.
Yeah, no one wants you on Groundbreaker.
These stairs are board property. Disperse now.
Ah, the board. Organized, efficient, competent. Well, mostly.
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. You must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer? Oh no, this is terrible. My dear friend, what devilry is this? In whose miserable fever dream am I trapped? I impounded Alex's ship, not yours. I ask him to turn in Phineas Wells. He tells me he will soon. I impound his ship. He explains why he can't give me the info right now. I ask him. Around and around we go. Right. You're going important places, I'm sure. There, I've removed the flag from your ship. I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Did Alex tell you where Wells might be? You haven't read the posters? He's a terrorist, a thief, a madman. It's really in the colony's best interest that we stop him. Well, Alex knew, or he said he did. And you have his ship. Maybe he kept some records around, or a conveniently placed note on his bedside table. That's... well, that's... Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional of me. Is there any... It's personal business, I'm afraid. Miserably, terribly personal. I don't intend to be. It's just a matter of trust. Information on the whereabouts of Phineas Wells would go a long way. What? Indeed. An apprehension of this caliber will be tremendous for my career. I'll send you straight away to my superiors in Byzantium, only... Oh, no. Oh, no. Just a teensy one, the teensiest. Nothing to... The thing is, I needed money. A lot of money, quickly, for reasons. That's really neither here nor there, don't you think? I've been working on something on the side, all right? Something not entirely, I produce bootleg serials. I can't help myself. Jurisprudence After Hours, or All My Colonists, The New Immortals, romance, tragedy, and they're all mine.
That was you? Oh my stars. All My Colonists is just...
You're a fan? I've never met one in the flesh. I suddenly feel quite naked.
Oh, it's all right, Mr. Udom.
The heart wants what it wants, as they say, and mine yearns for the adoration of the masses. Held at a comfortable distance, of course. Flatterer. I might have pawned my official board seal to Gladys, the black market fence here on the Groundbreaker. I can't authorize the paperwork you'll need to turn...
Stray too much from the, straight and narrow, and one made?
It's only temporary, of course. I'd never leave something so important in the hands of someone of such a dubious moral character. So you'll need to get my seal back from her if you want to hand Phineas over to the board. Though it might...
Architect have mercy.
You can't say anything worse to me than... Now. How do you do? Ah, how might I assist you? What? I'm sorry? I'm quite certain I heard Wells. Phineas Wells. Huh. How charming you are. Indeed. An apprehension of this caliber would be tremendous for my career. I would send you straight away to my superiors in Byzantium. The thing is, I might have pawned my official... So you'll need to get my seal back from her if you want. You probably don't even know where Wells is. None of my... Law, what am I going to do now? Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional of me. Be my guest. I'm the certified representative of the board's interests here on the Groundbreaker. I'm their eyes, ears, and busy little hands. I send a lot of messages. Sometimes I read them. Every once in a while, I'll impound a ship if I want to feel alive.
Oh, good law! Who'd want to go to that toxic hell pit? Law, but it's miserable. My underarms are damp. How can I be expected to work in these conditions? Chief Tennyson is supposedly looking into the cause, but I've seen deplorable conduct. My superiors will be hearing about it. You can be
Oh, you've noticed my friends. Wonderful. They're here to keep the peace, of course.
Hardly. And if I might be frank, I doubt the Mardettes would be Groundbreaker makes much ado about its independent status, and so resents any board presence, no matter how...
Please. A luxury stateroom, reserved for Chairman Rockwell's use.
Oh, good law, of course not. He'd never... As this office is the primary embassy for the board on Groundbreaker, corporate bylaws specifically state a room must be maintained for the... Ask away.
Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of noted terrorist Phineas Wells. Report any sightings to the local board...
Party greeting, potential customer. This unit dispense proteins for you. This unit is programmed to shock simulation non-functional. A trouble ticket has been filed. Shock simulation restored. Initiating shocked sub... How dare shocked subroutine complete. Estimated guilt level of customer increased by 35%. Resuming protein. This unit dispense protein. Beginning dispense...
411s? And an old Yakita 37? You think they'd let me peek at the power plant?
Tossball finals are scheduled to air soon, but a scandal has rocked the league and thrown this pivotal game into question. Both teams have tested negative for performance-enhancing stims. A tossball first. Coaches and referees are debating how and if this behavior could lead to an unfair advantage. You've been listening to Halcyon News, your mandated duty as a good citizen of Halcyon.
Good law, the heat in here is so unbearable I can hardly even concentrate.
Thought there'd be more machinery. Must be housed on a sublevel.
I could spend all day in here and not have looked at half the best stuff. It's all pretty worn, though.
You should clear out. Engineering's a dangerous place to wander until you get there.
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors. Good for you. Hope you scared some sense into those bureaucrats. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting. At ease. Nice to see you now. So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's just passing through. Interesting. The powers that be paint an ugly picture of Monarch. Critters and such. Maybe someone in the prom. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going. Most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different. So welcome aboard.
What?
Parvati, is it?
I was just thinking. I haven't got much experience work.
Junlei is fine.
Okay. Since you run a...
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati. You can ask me anything.
Wow, great. I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Oh, your name's... Couldn't have done it without your moral support.
Now, if there's nothing else, there are other parts of the ship begging for my attention. Frustrating. Everything down to the circuit boards is past warranties. Plus, there's no time to train my successor or document fixes in a way that anyone outside the family would understand. Sure is. The Tennysons came over on the Groundbreaker. My grandmother, Chief Gaying, kept it together. I was Promoted, only recently, when my mom died.
They must have been amazing people to have taught you all you know, I mean, which is a lot.
That means a lot coming from a fellow engineer. It was different knowing that I couldn't turn to anyone who could answer. Maybe you can see why I'm protective of Groundbreaker. This ship is family.
Oh, gosh. I don't know.
Don't sell yourself short. It doesn't take a seasoned pro to tinker on. We're always thirsting for help. If you could find your way around this labyrinth of ducts and panels, we could work something out. I hope that was a joke, Captain. I really do. I gelded that thing years ago. Now it brews a stim that goes down stronger than Nan or Spank. Family recipe. You see any bite-sized Tennyson children running around? I didn't think so. The next captain won't have my heritage. I'll have to foster that talent from somewhere. It's only... You've got my attention. You're right, I don't. The board is after two things, bits and power, and they only get it by sticking their nose where it doesn't belong. I like to think of myself as a nice person, but if that gaudy embassy of his was on fire, I might hold my breath a moment before activating the sprinkler. The board wants control over Groundbreaker, and leeches like Udom Bedford will do anything to please their corporate masters. I placate them when I have something to offer, but I can also be a real hard-ass. It'd be a joy if I could kick out the corporate merchants and reclaim the docking fees in my lifetime. Too much of Groundbreaker's income is flowing in the wrong direction. You've got my attention. Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship. Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner. They want us to sweat, thinking that'll soften me up for a bad faith deal. If you'll excuse me, they can go fuck themselves. The board isn't helping, and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get the... Reasonable, huh? According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back bays. The back bays are on a lower deck, long abandoned and a haven for miscreants now. You must not have been here long. In Halcyon, new parts come by way of interstellar freighters from Earth, and the board that means I'd have to negotiate with the board. I've already given them the shops, the docking fees, and Fatalism has got no home on Groundbreaker. We aim to weather the storm. Between us captains, I try to avoid sounding as bleak as you. Even if I'm feeling down, the crew doesn't need to hear it. I have. One of my engineers. I can't afford to lose any Mardits on this job. No offense. Nice and pragmatic. Thanks for understanding. Those idiots are immune to reason, and they don't much care if the station melts to pieces. They're contented. If you could find some way to solve this without violence, I'd prefer that. But more than anything, we need those parts. Good. Once you've obtained the parts, we can proceed to the next.
Voilà, encore une nouvelle mission.
You look like someone who's taken their share of cuts and bruises. We also have a line of specialized melee weapons, for those times you have to repel boarders but don't want to risk a bullet through the hull. Not me, but it's in my blood. After the crossing, my family worked Eridanos, indentured to the corporations. I was born into corporate labor, but I'm the first one of my family to buy my way out. That's why I settled on Groundbreaker. It's the last bastion of freedom. Everything I sell is fresh from the forge. Technically, the metal formed billions of years ago, but it's freshly in this shape.
Vraiment, il a rien d'intéressant. Découpeur à plasma, peut-être.
If you're hungry, you've come to the right place. They're terra-fried to lock in the juices. You know what sprats are? Space rats. The laboratories of Spacer's Choice found a use for... Sprat meat is plenty tasty when properly prepared. Absolutely not. Spratwurst and boar, the other meat, is a registered trademark of C&P. Everyone knows our company... Terra frying is a Spacer's Choice brand secret. A mix of 13 herbs and spices. Plus, legally? No. The terra frying method was developed between you, me, and this grinder. I've been through lean times. If there's one thing you learn on tramp freighters, it's how to make near anything edible. Might be that this old space hand put a few words in the right ears, and could be that Spacer's Choice liked sticking it to C&P by R&D'ing our own special meat. Just as well, near about time for me to go fresh from...
Des sprats, des dégoûtants.
Oh, neat! They got stuff in here I ain't seen in ages.
Now, this should prove interesting, to say the least.
The authorities stay off our trails.
En fait, Sublight, ils font des trucs illégaux, mais de manière légale. Sublight for life. The corporations never lifted a finger for me.
My dad taught me some French, you know. Stuff about omelets and, fromage. I could take a look at that journal.
By all means. I would be astounded, yet astronomically in your debt.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing at all about eggs and cheese in here. Sorry.
Very helpful. Thank you.
Welcome to Sublight Salvage and Shipping. A legitimate... You the one flying the unreliable? Sure you are. Miss Lily has been expecting you. I'll unlock the door. Sure am. A few years back, they got me started on simple acquisitions. You know those latches they put on cargo bays ain't work. These days, I stick to HQ and look after Miss Lilia.
So you're the new captain in town. I was hoping you'd make your way to my office. Saves me the work. Lilia Hagen, CEO and Executive Director. A little advice. Before you start telling lies. It's nice to see the Unreliable again. Useful ship. Hawthorne was my contractor. I'd recognize that leaky boat of his. Is Ada still at the helm? I don't know how many times I told Hawthorne to restore. I have a salvage job for someone light on corporate ties with a reliable set of wings.
Just like in the serials.
If you have a nav key to Stellar Bay, the job's yours. Interested? First, an embargo that's been active ever since the board pulled its forces off-world. I like that initiative, but ease back. If there's anything else, be quick about it. These days, the scrap business all but runs itself. Gives me the time to expand our interests into other sectors, where I can let my hair down. Our field is persuasive acquisitions. At least that not all of our salvage is abandoned when we find it. Sometimes it takes a polite conversation and a shot across the bow. You know, legal formalities. Good boy. Knew you'd understand. Very. I have this thing about numbers in spreadsheets. I like to think of myself as the last honest businesswoman in Halcyon, but I'll settle for being the most organized. Hey, careful with the C word around here. I like to... Sublight, occupy, ask. I'll be seeing you.
Limping a bit. You all right, Mr. Vicker? Need us to slow down?
What are you implying? I am perfectly fit. My knee is just acting up.
There's no shame in being older, Mr. Vicker. Don't worry. The captain and I'll take care of you.
I need neither your advice nor your pity, young lady.
CNP Borsted Baked Beans. When you need to eat and run, Borsted Baked Beans is the only one.
Are you listening to me, Emfuru? You can't keep me out of there.
Please don't make a scene, Dr. Fenhill.
I am not making a scene. I'm sorry. Am I See, Emfuru? We could have... Let me get one thing straight. Jessie and I are not friends. I just owe her, okay? As for the rest, I'm trying to figure that out. All I know is that she's been here too long, and she's apparently not receiving visitors. Yeah, if she's in the morgue. Come on, we're on a space station. No one gets that kind of luxury. Besides, who wouldn't want to see me? I'm a delight. You say that like it's weird. Like I said, Jessie did me a favor, and now I owe her one. I just don't like to leave a debt unpaid, that's all. Be my guest. If you know something I don't about dealing with hospital bureaucracy... Can't say I've seen you before. If you're here to better yourself, you'll have to wait. We're having a spot of trouble. Did he now? A mouth on that. He must be referring to Irion. I'm beginning to wonder if I'm ever gonna get my service mechanicals. Our delivery... A brave idiot with a penchant for getting himself delayed. Sometimes by dates, usually by bandits. Surgery mostly. Medical personnel are difficult to come by on Groundbreaker. The board won't let their doctors and nurses station here, and they own all the medical schools. If we can't hire everyone on staff here on I'd be grateful if you'd spare the time. Last he told me, he was taking a shortcut by Scylla, an asteroid in... You look out, though.
What do you think you're doing? Just don't complicate my job, okay?
You ever wonder if maybe folks keep doors closed for a reason?
On rotten tongue. You hull-headed quacks do know that restful recuperation requires not being disturbed, don't you? What? Why? Everything's fine. We're all fine here. No, I'm just terrible, dreadful sick. Should have known she'd send a bruiser after me. Damned if I don't rue the day I saved her. All right, okay. We can. Seems I've got to do something before Ellie goes jabbering my business to any.
The truth is, I'm not sick. But if you repeat what I'm about to tell you to any... You, ain't... See, I owe them... Oh, laws. Wait, don't gut me and skin me yet. Please, talk to Bedford. Tell him I can pay, a part... Surely you wouldn't drag me before him. I'm dreadful contagious. What? No, I didn't do anything. I'm a law-abiding denizen of this ship, I swear. You'd let a poor, ill woman get disappeared by the board? All right, I'll fess this part up too. If it means you'll help me. 3 weeks back, I caught rumor that the blood-tier diamond, last worn by an heiress on the Lost Hope, had surfaced for the first time in 70 years. Udon was my buyer for when I'd acquired the diamond. He paid half up front. Let's just say things went sideways about the time I got my hands on the diamond. Anywho, I barely made it out with my life, and nary a plan to make back Udom's deposit I'd spent. Udon Bedford's the board guy on the station. Thanks for helping. Or I guess I should say,
Sorry about the heat. Chief Tennyson will get the radiators fixed soon. Of course, this heat sure makes a zero-G brew extra... Oh, and it's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice. A lot of slogans to keep track of. Sometimes I forget. I'm bound to satisfy headgear-related inquiries. Please send any complaints to our Consumer Care Headwear Division. It's not the best choice! It's Spacer's choice! Taste the freedom! Oh, I'm having a stellar day. And not just because I'm legally obligated to say so. Almost as stellar as a You would never ask if you need... I mean, why, anyone can be a Spacer's Choice Consumer Relations Choice Specialist. Just keep your nose clean and aim for the moon. I can see all of the top quality merchandise in the Spacer's Choice catalog, which is available here at a reasonable price. Spacer's Choice regrets that we don't sell toothpaste at this time, but we're always working on Sprat Wash, Mouthwash. Don't miss out on these deals. You'll find none like them on all of Groundbreaker, or anywhere in the Halcyon Colony. Trouble sleeping? Try our Lunar Eclipse Mix. That's 2 handfuls of pep pills washed down with a hearty swig of The blast will send you through the stratosphere, and the crash will add an additional 10% to your purchase today, and the proceeds will be at Spacer's choice, even if my contract didn't forbid it. I think, now, are you ready to make Spacer's Choice Lunar Green Moonmouth Lozenge? Damn it. No slogan for that one. Look, this hat. If there are self-made purgatories, then we all have to... Now, if we're done with the chit-chat, I hope you don't mind if I make the It's fine. I should... Speaking of interest, can I interest you in some Heard of it? My orientation aetherwave showed that famous Saltuna cannery, which I'm sure smells as good as it looks.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's the Spacer's Choice spirit. Take what you have, polish it up, and... So, what can I get you? Some soap? Everyone loves soap. Anything and everything. Whatever you want. We got it. And when you need a replacement, we... Just the opposite. Spacer's Choice items are always new. Hot off the shelves, because customers just... Oh, sorry. Got the line wrong. You want me to do it again? It's a script. If I don't follow it to a T, I might lose my job. You want me to do it right? Spacer's Choice items are always new, hot off the shelves. Because customers, you could go broke buying overpriced Aramid gear, or you could buy from us at a much more reasonable rate. That's why you should get a backup or 3. Become a frequent buyer. Join our program currently unapproved in Alpha. Have a look.
Les sorciers, c'est vraiment pourri ce qu'ils vendent.
What do you think you're doing? Oh, well, I guess, never mind then.
Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. Remember Auntie Cleo? Because she remembers you. When you were sick, who took your temperature? When you were hungry, who gave you a needle?
Gracious. I was just sitting down for tea. Depends. What are you planning to do with it? Something as hard to come by as an official board seal doesn't fall into a girl's lap every day, my dear. I'm keen to see it put to interesting ends. See the lights. Taking a show or two at the infamous Bijou. Could be it. All right, I'll sell it to you. But it's gonna cost you dear. Anything else, dear? Yes, dear. Which off? You could always try your hand at landing in Cascadia if you're interested in dying horribly. Landing pad on Monarch. You don't need a nav key to access, but it's also kilometers away from Stellar Bay, and the Monarch wilds ain't exactly safe. Pick your poison. Marauders, wild beasts, acid lakes, bottomless sinkholes. Might be best too, yes. Suit yourself. Anytime, sweet.
You know that sound when you... I got a full line of weapon modification. Why, it gets you the weapon.
All the better for performing a little percussive...
Self-improvement, including one's weapon.
Take your basic Deadeye assault rifle. Perfectly serviceable. But what if you like finesse? Slap a scope and silencer on... What if you like getting in close and making a lot of noise? Extended ammo magazine and a barrel heatsink to bump up rate of fire. Right here for a start. I got a fair A what? Sorry, hon. Here at Bell's Shells, we just don't discuss impolite topics, and WARRA and TIES tops the list. So, what?
Watch out, there's some puddles of... Actually, it's best not to contemplate that. Seems like a fine way to die, but... All right. Let's check it out.
You don't seem to like traveling with us much.
Why in the architect's name would you say that?
It's just that you're real... grouchy. Kinda all the time?
I'm not grouchy, I'm just irritated by inane questions.
Yeah, see, when you say it like that, it makes me wonder.
Bon, je sais pas trop où je suis arrivé, mais la vidéo risque de s'éterniser. On verra la suite dans le prochain épisode, il reste encore pas mal de choses à faire. Il faut que j'aille rembourser la dette de l'autre. Enfin, trouver un moyen de s'arranger avec Bedford. Il y a pas mal de choses à faire encore, ça avance. Et il y a déjà pas mal de quêtes annexes. Donc voilà. Et voilà, je vais m'arrêter là pour l'épisode. Merci d'avoir regardé et manquez pas le prochain épisode pour la suite. Ciao.